had a dream again after the poisoning attempt was made. Mr. Irving, the light gone from his eyes. Is he dead? No, it can't be. Why is this happening again? Are you really gonna sleep forever? Get the fuck up already. Oh my! Suddenly the blanket was torn off and I jumped up. In front of me was Louisa, a cold look on her face. Can we not just be friends, you know? Where's Mr. Irving? What? He must still be asleep. It was a dream, but to dream of death again, is this also a prophetic dream? If so... Anyway, I've woken you up now. Get ready and come to the hall. Oh yes, thanks. I don't want you to come back later and say I didn't wake you, that's all. Well, there's only 10 minutes left to start work. That's on you. You've been in bed this whole time, it's not my fault, right? What? We only have 10 minutes again? Yeah, I'm sure Miss Noel will be mad if you run like yesterday. Haha, you deserve it. Why? Don't be so mean. Are you still mad about that Virgin Mary statue? That was your mistake. Shut up, I'm gonna go now. Oh, I've gotta hurry too. I got dressed, I need to get dressed, and then I need to tie my hair. Oh no, am I gonna make it? Another morning rush to get ready. Huff, puff. Should I go to the same place as yesterday, right? Oh, it was the hall. Ellie, you almost didn't make it again. When I arrived at the hall, Miss Noel was eyeing me in disbelief, and Louisa was standing off to the side, smirking. I'm sorry, So why are you late today? Don't tell me you slept in, had another strange dream. She is right, but that's not going to be a good excuse. Oh, there you are. Mr. Maurice suddenly appeared and beckoned me. Ellie, come with me, my lord is calling you. Mr. Irving is? Yes, Noel, I'm going to borrow her. Understood. The lord is calling? The lord is calling. What's going on? And so, with Miss Noel and Louisa watching on, Mr. Maurice and I made off for Mr. Irving's room. Excuse me, my lord, I brought Ellie with me. Ah, begging your pardon, my lord, how can I help? I'm about to hear Maurice's report on last night's incident, but I thought I should have you listen too. You helped me last night, and above all, I know you have much to offer in the way of insight. Oh my, I'm honoured. Then allow me to report what I learned from my investigation into this wine poisoning incident. I feel like my cat's about to open my door. As I stated last night, the poison was probably mixed in when I retrieved the wine from the cellar after the séance. The cellar is normally locked, after all, and my lord and I are the only ones with the key. Moreover, it would have been impossible to know which wine my lord was going to drink in advance. There are so many varieties of wine in this manor. Were you the one who decided which to drink, Mr. Irving? Yes, after the séance, I asked Maurice to bring me the 1900 Margaux. So, if the culprit was able to mix in the poison, it must have been after I had taken out the bottle and gone to the dining room to look for a glass and such. I see, and where did you put the bottle? There she is. In the storage next to the kitchen. The room itself isn't protected under lock and key. Are you gonna go to bed, kitten? Unlike the wine cellar or the shelves for storing silverware table which do. Storage. Anyone who wants to enter the storage could easily do so, and nobody would be able to see them either so long as the door was closed. So I checked around to see who, if anyone, could have mixed in the poison, but it seems nobody has an actual alibi, I believe it's called. Yeah, hi. No one has an alibi. Yes, it seems that everyone was doing their own separate thing, except Mrs. Grace and Miss Layla, though, who told me that they were together in their room. I mean, they're not... They may have alibis for each other, but that doesn't actually mean anything. It's not that I doubt them, but their testimony doesn't seem very credible, true? Yep. Indeed, even if something happens, they may very well just try to vouch for each other. So this means it's possible for everyone in this manor to have committed the crime. What do you think, Ellie? Well, for the time being, we shouldn't think so. I hope I can do a little more investigating, check everyone's belongings, for instance. Then we need to explain the situation to everyone. Does that not sit well with you, my lord? It doesn't, no. We must be careful with our words as to not invite rumours. Well, if Mr. Irving says so, there's nothing I can do. There is no guarantee that we can find the culprit, even if we check everyone's belongings. We shall conduct rigorous testing for poison when we prepare meals from now on, my lord. I'll make sure that things like last night never happen again. Very well. Now then, we shall return to our duties. Ellie, help me prepare the breakfast. Understood. I need to do my work well. That dream is making me worried. Well, he looks like he's in like a forest or something. I was told to prepare breakfast, so I must go to the kitchen. Ellie, could you take the tea to the dining room? Yes, of course. When I went to the dining room, Mrs. Grace, Miss Layla, and Mr. William were talking. That seance was something else. I can't imagine how shocking that was to Irving. Quite right, but was Oliver's spirit really cold? You think that medium is a fake? I'm not saying that. Her mother was a very big help to us long ago, after all. However, those words, abominable demons and whatnot, they simply do not strike me as something Oliver would say, because Oliver had a nice personality, didn't he? Indeed he was, but it's been a while since, no? To me, that stern message sounded just like Father. Our dear brother did become more and more like him. I see. Well, I hadn't seen Oliver for nearly 10 years by the end, so I can't say anything. I'm much the same. The funeral here the other day was my first time home in a good long while. Is that so? So the predecessor was estranged from not just Mr. Irving, but his own brother and sister as well. I was listening to their conversation while serving tea. The biggest question is the inheritance. We could only read the letter halfway, but he did say he doesn't want Irving to inherit this place, right? If that's his will, then Irving is. Don't worry, Layla. That piece of paper won't be recognised as a will. It's Irving who is going to inherit the manor and the rest of the Rockeford's fortune. Mother, yes, I believe so. Irving will marry me and work to make the Rockeford family flourish even more. It's impossible that he won't inherit the fortune. And believing something is all well and good. Whether it actually happens is a different story. At that time, Mr. Ewan came in from the dining room door. Looks like you guys are having fun. What are y'all talking about? Nothing. Commoner. What, you only talk to your relatives? I'm a guest too, you know. Oh, a guest too? We know nothing about your social position. I hate to talk to you. I even hate to sit down at the same table. Huh, I'm hated alright. I haven't even done anything though. That vulgar way of speaking. How you eat like a stray dog. There are plenty of reasons to hate you. I see. If you say so, then I'll just say that I'm sick of your pretentious way of speaking and eating, but so what? Excuse me? You know nothing about manners. You really don't know where you stand. Who do you think you're talking to? Things are getting kind of tense. What should I do? I don't know. I'm gonna overwrite some things. Let's arbitrate. Why don't we stop there? It would be better if all guests got along. What? I'm sorry. Is a mere maid telling us what to do? Do be quiet. I'm very sorry, but... Stop it. Don't put your hands in front of a riled up dog. You're just gonna get bitten, right? Okay. I beg your pardon, riled up dog? Layla's scream echoed through the dining room. I don't know what that said. I accidentally pressed enter. What's going on? It's so noisy. Mr. Irving entered the dining room. Irving, listen, this guy is being so rude to us. What? Look who's talking. I was just trying to make conversation. You're the ones going on about knowing my place. I understand the general situation. Please calm down. Mr. Irving took a breath and turned to everyone. I'm telling you as the head of the household, you guests are not to be rude to each other, regardless of who you are. As long as you stay in this manner, I don't want you to make people around you uncomfortable. Can I trust that you will all comply? Okay, if you say so, Irving. Okay, as you wish. I don't want to get kicked out. Everyone calm down. Mr. Irving sure is impressive. No wonder it's so lively. You were all together. Miss Mahi had entered the dining room, her usual smile on her face. Still can't tell what she's thinking of, but now that she's here, everyone's present. I should bring the breakfast. As I entered the kitchen, I heard Louisa talking loudly. And then Lady Layla called Ewan a stray dog. I swear it was like things were about to get physical. Oh, that's how you should start the morning. So who won? They seem to enjoy talking about it, even if they are exaggerating a little. Look, all of you, less talk, more work. Are you going to keep the Lord and the guests waiting? Yes, ma'am. I will take these. If you're low on staff, I can help carry the dishes. No, that's not necessary. You're still an apprentice, so stay away from the guests. Sorry. I think it's alright. We're short-staffed anyways. We can't just have anyone serve the guests. Assigning the task to an untrained servant would be a disgrace to the guests, wouldn't it? Is that so? There used to be more servants here in the old days. One time, we let a lot of people go. After that, there were wars and the like, and the predecessor didn't fill out the ranks, so we're still low on numbers. I see. By the way, are these all the servants we have here? Yes, this is it. We do have other servants who don't live here, like the gardeners. That means that I've met everyone in the manor, and I didn't notice anyone acting weird. The culprit who poisoned Mr. Irving's wine and the culprit who wrote that message on the will paper must not be present in this manor, though. What? Ellie, take these soups too. I've just finished taste testing them for poison. Understood. You certainly are being thorough with your testing today. Yes, things cannot go wrong again. Yeah, we can't let our guard down. Poison could very well find its way into other things too. I mean, with Mr. Maurice's testing, we should be fine, but still, I need to be on the lookout. It's fine if Mr. Maurice dies. Like, who cares? Regarding last night's interrupted séance, I've decided not to continue with it tonight. Mr. Irving's announcement came after breakfast. I'm still considering our options going forward. I hope to come to a decision as soon as possible, but... I see. Understood. To be honest, I feel relieved for not doing it tonight. However, I do have work to do, so please decide quickly. I don't mind anything. Irving, don't rush. Think carefully and decide. I'll be waiting for you either way. Oh, thank you. Weirdo. I wonder what will happen to the séance. In the end, it still relates to the matter of the will, so things should be considered carefully. Miss Mahi is suspicious in various ways after all, plus there was that attempted poisoning too. Incidentally, I'm free as a bird today. I know, why don't we all go hunting? Hunting? There is a hunting ground behind the mansion. Pheasants and other birds are bred just for the occasion. Oh, how nostalgic. Used to go hunting with father. I miss those days. Speaking of which, there was a walnut tree there. Irving, do you remember that we went to get walnuts when we were young? Of course, we used that tree to mark where the ground was itself. What? This is so weird. Wow, so there's even a place to hunt here. Nobles are amazing. Oh, so they're gonna go hunting, and something's gonna go... That's why they were in the woods. Like, why I saw them, they were in the woods. Like, something's gonna go wrong, he's gonna get, like, shot or something. Accidentally, I guess. So, what do you say? I think it would really help strengthen our relationship. Unlike the past, there are no hounds now, so it may be a little difficult, though. You have to search for and get the prey yourself. Well, no objections here. It's been a while, and I'm itching to test my skills. I can't hunt, so I'll accompany my mother. I'm sorry, but I can't kill. Is that so? Well, we won't force you. What about you? Me? I've never hunted before. I'll teach you, so why not? I think such an experience is hard to come by. Well then, seems like a good way to pass the time. Alright, you'll be joining too, right, Irving? Yes, I'm the host, so of course I will. Mr. Irving will go hunting too. Will he be alright? If that dream I saw was a prophetic one, maybe something happened while hunting? I don't really see anything about why he would be hurt like that. Like, there's nothing here, it's just a bit of blood. And he's clearly dead, I guess. I'll have our staff get things ready for the hunt. They should be done by noon, so please wait until then. With those words, Mr. Irving left the dining room. What should I do? I guess warn him to be careful? I don't know. Why not? I have to say something. I don't know if he would believe my dream, but at least I should tell him to be careful. Oops. Okay. With that thought, I went after Mr. Irving. Mr. Irving, may I talk to you? You want to talk? Sure. Mr. Irving stopped and looked back at me. It seems that you will be hunting today. Please be careful. Oh, of course, there is always danger in hunting. No, not that. Someone may come after your life again. Ah, yes. That was just what happened last night. For example, what if the participants start shooting at you? Is that not a possibility in itself? I don't think so, no. At least not during the hunt. For one thing, I'll be out of their range. Out of range? Does that mean everyone will act separately? Yeah. When we Rokifits hunt together, we always take charge of separate areas, so I think that's how we'll do it this time as well. As long as they stay in their areas, it'll be difficult to shoot me. They're all pretty far apart. Yeah, but they can just go away from their area and come to your area and kill you. Like, are you dumb? I see, but couldn't someone just sneak closer to your location within range? Yes. It's not impossible, but the hunting ground is in the woods, so I think it'll be hard to find me. I'll be on my guard, though. Do please be careful. You see, my lord, I actually had a dream. A dream? A dream that you were killed. Actually, I sometimes have prophetic dreams. That's why I knew someone was trying to poison you last night. Prophetic? I know it's hard to believe. In any case, please be careful. Alright. He still seems to be on the fence about it all. I guess it's not something you can just believe right off the bat. Ah, speaking of which, my lord, I will be checking for any suspicious activity around the manor on my end too. You will you? Yes, I promised to do everything I can. You did. You really are like a detective. Am I? I don't think it's such a big thing. Still, if anyone can get to the bottom of this, it's you. Your logic behind the poisoned wine incident was superb. If I were to read detective novels myself, would I be able to reason like that? Who knows? But if you're interested, please do try to pick some up. There are so many interesting stories. That's right, maybe I should. What do you recommend? My recommendation? Well, let me think. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes may be a good choice as your first book. It's a collection of short stories and all are good. Oh, here she comes to wreck the day. What are you talking about, Irving? Miss Layla came in between us as if to interrupt. Oh, it's nothing. If a maid can hear about it, then so can I. I haven't had a proper conversation with you since I arrived at the manor. Is that so? I'm sorry. That's fine. Instead, could you spend a lot of time with me today? Oh, right. I have something I want to show you, Irving. Something to show me? Well, something I want you to listen to, more like. I'm going to prepare, so look forward to it. Will you come to the terrace in an hour or so? Sure. I stood in silence. It was like I didn't exist. Can't find a good time to speak, obviously. What should I do? It's awkward being here, but I shouldn't leave without permission. Ellie, what are you doing? At that moment, Ms. Noel passed by. If you're free, clean the guest rooms. Yes, right away. With that, I breathed a sigh of relief and excused myself. Clean the guest rooms. Maybe this is my chance to investigate the guests. Right, who are we most suspicious of? Probably I'm most suspicious of someone who I can't even really talk to. I don't want to go somewhere that I'm not allowed to go. Let's try to go somewhere I'm not allowed to go. Ah, Ellie, what's wrong? Is there something I can help with? Not now, let's have tea together if you're free. It's not like I'm free. What happens if I try to go to the terrace? When I looked out at the terrace, there was no one there. Mr. Irving and Miss Layla are supposed to be meeting here, but perhaps it's still early. Okay, so... Who is the most suspicious? Green room. I'm pretty sure this is Mr. Williams' room. There was nobody there. I'd better start cleaning, I suppose, huh? What is going on, William? Explain. At that time, Mr. William and Mrs. Grace came into the room together. Well, I just need a little money. Like I said, one of my transactions fell through. So you want to borrow money from me, even though you just bought yourself a shiny new car? Before I knew just how bad the transaction had gone, yes. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, but I can't. I have some financial matters I'm attending to myself. You see, unless there's some other ulterior motive type things going on, Grace and Layla, they want to marry into, like, they want to, like, join Irving and Layla, I guess, for money, probably. If they're having financial issues, but, like, William, he needs money, but he can't marry him and get it. So he might kill him to try and become next in line? Because would he be? He's like, it's like from the lord to his son, but then if the son dies with no one to inherit to, like no one like directly in his bloodline as in a kid, would it fall to the next male from the father's side? So it would be like his brother, because then he would get the money, right? I don't know, or like the estate, etc. I'm really sorry. I must ask you to not go to Irving. He's going to marry Layla. I don't want to make my child have a hard time. In the first place, that marriage is... What? No, putting Layla herself aside, you're very enthusiastic about this marriage, aren't you? Why wouldn't I be? It is only natural to want to fulfill her wishes. She is my darling daughter, my only daughter. Of course, marriage must have a future, but this union will truly strengthen both the Rockyfords and my own family, so there's no problem. We'll be rock solid. Make the family rock solid. Well, that's what I thought. Mr. William and Mrs. Grace are both dealing with issues of their own. I don't really know the details. Besides, is it even okay for me to listen to their stories here? Anyway, Oh? She looked at me as if noticing me for the first time. What is going on? How long have you been there? Since the beginning? You stood there quietly the whole time. You really are clueless. Get out of here. Yes, ma'am, I'm truly sorry. She's really cross with me. Guess I shouldn't have listened in after all. Didn't have a choice. I bowed deeply and left Mr. Williams' room. When I opened the door, Louisa was standing there. Huh? Why are you here, Louisa? Quiet. Louisa covered my mouth and dragged me off to the side. Phew, we're okay here. I was kind of freaking out there for a minute. Louisa, what are you doing here? Nothing, I was just eavesdropping. Interesting conversation Mr. William was having, eh? Eavesdropping? It sounds like they're having quite a difficult time. Things could really blow up, don't you think? Are you having fun, Louisa? Does it matter if I am? It's a perfect way to fight off this boredom. Louisa gave me one final glare, then left. Boredom, huh? I wonder if everyone starts craving excitement like that after working here so long. Anyway, I didn't really understand all of what Mr. William and Mrs. Grace were talking about. Did Louisa? I'll ask her the next time I see her. Alright. What if I go to the kitchen? Nope. Terrace? There's no one there. Alright. Who else is... the white room. This is... Wait, what? Oh yeah, I went to the wrong place. So I meant to go to the blue room. This is Mrs. Grace and Miss Layla's room. I guess there's no one here, huh? Oh, you here? At that time, Miss Layla entered the room. Yes, I was about to clean. Should I leave? I'm going to practice my violin, but you can stay if you don't bother me. Violin, you play? Yes, ever since I was a child. I'm pretty good now, at least I am. I'm pretty good, at least I am now. Irving told me otherwise a long time ago, though. Mr. Irving told you you weren't good? Irving was mean when he was a child. Back then... but back then, hee. What's wrong? Well, he told me that he'd marry me if I could master Concerto No. 4 Winter from the Four Seasons. So I practiced very hard and now I'm good at it. Once Irving listens to this song, we'll officially be engaged. Huh? After listening to a song? Officially engaged? Psycho Mantis? You said you were his fiancée last night. Are you saying that was... It's as good as an engagement, right? We made a promise. That was as if you can play the piece well. Plus, it was just a childhood promise. I wonder if Mr. Irving thinks that he is engaged with Miss Layla. I don't have time to chat. I need to practice now while I still have time. Irving and I have a meeting arrangement. Miss Layla took out the violin and placed the bow on it. Oh. At that moment, one of the violin strings broke. Oh, it's not the time for this. I need to restring this. She fetched a bag from her wardrobe and began to rummage through it. Huh? What is this? Is something wrong? The string is missing. I had an extra string here inside this pouch. The paper bag that Miss Layla showed me was indeed empty. Where did it go? Ah, I know. You stole it. I stole the string. Me? No, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. But there wasn't anyone else here until I came along. It was just you, alone. If you didn't steal it, then explain why it's missing. Why do I need to explain that? What should I do? Investigate. Even if I say I didn't steal it, she won't believe me. First, let me check the situation. Maybe I'll learn something. May I see the pouch, please? Sure. Looks like someone dandruffed everywhere. I inspected the paper pouch closely. What I'm most interested in is... The pouch's seal has been broken. When was this seal broken? It wasn't open last night when I checked before bed. I haven't checked since then, though. So did the culprit open it when stealing the string? The pouch is covered in whitish powder. What is this powder? Oh, it's face powder. I spilled it inside the bag this morning. I didn't know how I didn't know it got all over the pouch too. When you say this morning, exactly when was it? Well, after going for a walk with my mother, before I went to breakfast. I see. Is this a fingerprint? Something that looked like a fingerprint had been left on the pouch flap. Miss Layla, did you touch the pouch here? No, I didn't. Then that means that someone touched the flap after breaking the pouch seal, and the face powder was spilled immediately after that, I guess. I read about fingerprint collection in a novel before. When you touch things, oil from your fingers remains in the form of a fingerprint, and you can collect those prints by applying fine powder. This fingerprint may have remained here in the same way. I think I understand the situation pretty well. Maybe I can prove that I didn't do anything. Miss Layla, I'm not the culprit here. It would have been impossible for me to steal the string. Impossible? What do you mean? First, the time when the string was stolen was... oh wait, I've forgotten. after going to breakfast, wasn't it? No, I was there. After going to breakfast. I believe the string was stolen this morning after you had already left for breakfast. Really? Do you have any evidence? Evidence? Well, maybe not. Oh, was that the wrong one? Okay. I thought that's what she said, but I guess I forgot. Before going for a walk? Okay, I got the wrong. I knew I was choosing the wrong one when I chose it. Okay, during the walk. The string was stolen this morning while you were going for a walk. When I was going for a walk, it was stolen that early. Yes, you seem to suspect me because I was here by myself the whole time before you came. But if the string was stolen before that, would that convince you of my innocence? How do you know that it was stolen while I was out on my walk? Prove it. Well, the evidence is right here, on the pouch. The face powder. Okay, I'm wrong. I need to... Can I just, like, auto... Like, the autosave at this point? Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know, honestly. It just feels like we're missing so much information. Like, why would this be indicative of anything? There's some powder on the pouch flap where the seal was broken, right? That means the seal was already broken before the powder was even spilled. Ah, so that's why you think it was stolen during my walk. Yes, you say you spilled the face powder after your walk. Yeah, I've already forgotten everything she told me, honestly. And the string was still in the pouch last night before bed. If the culprit was aiming for your absence, then the string was stolen during the walk. I see, I think so too. Are you convinced that I'm not the culprit? Yes, I believe you. You should thank me. No. Oh, thank you very much. I wonder who stole it. I can't play like this. May I borrow the pouch that had the string in? I'm going to look for the culprit. You're going to look for the culprit? Well, sure. I won't get my hopes up, though. Still, let me know if you find out anything. Yes, excuse me. I left Miss Layla's room holding the pouch. This is, yeah, Erwin's room. Ewan's room. God. There's no one here. Should I look around the room as well as clean? Oh, okay, we're doing a little investigating. Is there something inside? I checked the drawers, but there was nothing inside. Okay. There is a pendant by the pillow. Investigate. This pendant, it's more like a locket. Who is this person? Inside there was a picture of a thin, middle-aged woman. I think she looks like Mr. Ewan. Is this his mother? I really tried... Okay, there we go. Is there something inside? I checked the drawers, but there was nothing inside. Inside was the bag that Mr. Ewan brought with him. I know it's not good, but I may find something about Mr. Ewan. Just a little. Looking inside, I found a wallet, clothes, daily necessities, and the like. Nothing to be concerned about, really. Just things that any commoner would carry. His everyday life may be as simple as ours. I checked everything here. This locket was the only thing that got my attention. I think this is important. What are you doing there? Looking back, Mr. Ewan was standing behind me. How did that happen? How long was he watching me for? Why are you holding my pendant? Trying to steal it or something? It's only cheap, you know. I don't steal. Then what? You thought you'd just snoop around my room, huh? You sure are nosy. What, did your master tell you to check on me or something? He did not, no. Something piqued my interest, that's all. It was all me, and he cleared my throat. Okay. What are you so interested in? Tell me. Well, what should I do? I mean, it's all out in the open now. Maybe I should just ask him? Who's in the locket? Who is this person in the locket? My mother. I knew it. She does look like you, Mr. Ewan. Yeah, she was beautiful then. She was nothing but skin and bones at the time of her death. So she's already passed away. Suddenly, Mr. Ewan stared at me. What's wrong? Oh, it's just my mother was a maid like you. She worked for a baron and his family. Your mother too? Really? There was an epidemic going around at the time. It got her master, so she had to take care of him, but then she got infected herself. She collapsed to the floor one day and eventually the disease claimed her life. The Baron's family was horrible. As soon as she collapsed, they fired her and kicked her out. Huh? But she only collapsed because of the... For a noble, a maid is either useful or not. That's all they care about. No matter how loyal you are, when you become useless, they're done with you. I wonder if this is one of the reasons why Mr. Ewan hates Miss Layla and the others, because of how nobles treated him and his family. You'd be careful too. What? No matter how hard you work for the master, you won't get rewarded. Is he saying that out of concern for me, because of how I tried to do too much for Mr. Irving? Maybe Mr. Ewan is right. I mean, no. Mr. Irving would never be so heartless, but still, effort doesn't necessarily guarantee a reward. But I still think that I want to do everything I can to protect Mr. Irving's life. Why did you get called to the manor? I'd like to ask you why you were called to the manor, Mr. Ewan. Did you really mean what you said to Mr. Irving last night? When I said him and I are actually brothers, I'm pretty serious. Think about it, everyone at the seance, they were all family except for that medium. It doesn't make sense for me to be the odd one out, right? Maybe we're not brothers, but we could be related, no? That's true, but it didn't seem like anyone knew who Mr. Ewan was. Would relatives act like that to each other? Anything else you want to ask? No, this is enough. Thank you for sharing those things with me. Don't mention it. You can make it up to me by just answering properly when I ask you something. Well, okay, I will, if I can. Alright, it's a promise. I wonder what he'll ask me. I'm a little worried. Though still slightly anxious at the thought, I left Mr. Ewan's room. Alright, I will see you in the next one. Bye!